Hi, welcome back to the fourth video in our series of how to install IIS on Windows Server 2016 and configure it to enable PHP. That's handy for Windows 10 based web servers, enabling it to handle the type of web pages that are very prevalent on the internet. Write your web page in PHP, or even just have a portion of your page execute in PHP. So what we're going to do first is enable WinCache extensions, which WinCache, it quickens the handling of PHP by enabling data cache, session cache, relative file cache that quickens the handling of PHP pages. So to do that, we will download and install the WinCache files. So we'll go over here to sourceforge.net in their project page for WinCache. Alright, so here we are on the SourceForge page on their WinCache extensions for PHP. And we're going to want to make sure that we go here into the development folder. Again, we are looking for our specific implementation, and since we're running this on IIS, we want the non-thread safe variant and the most up-to-date version as well. So we're looking for, on here we have WinCache 2.0.0.8 development for 7.4, non-thread safe for x64 and then x86. So we want to download the appropriate version here. Wait for this timer to download. And again, I will save this to the desktop WinCache. I'm going to save, run that, scroll down, click yes on that, and then we want to extract those files. We can extract them to the desktop, or we can select browse here, and we'll just go ahead and extract those straight into that PHP extensions. We go here to PHP extensions and click extract, or select OK on that. So now we're extracting these into CPHP extensions. Go ahead and click OK. So in IIS, in the PHP, we want to enable those extensions since we already extracted them there. If we go over here to PHP, we should see in our extensions the PHP WinCache DLLs, which we see right there. So we do want to go over to IIS and enable those. Here we are in the PHP extensions. We will click add. Navigate over here to C, PHP extensions. Add that, click open. And this is how we can manually add them in the PHP manager. Select OK, and it's going to automatically enable that. And we want to make sure that we update our INI file as well. So we go to File Explorer, Extensions, go back here to PHP, and we want to come to php.ini, and we want to edit that. Or you can open with Notepad. Find, we'll just look for extension to navigate to it more quickly. And as you can see here, we have these different extensions, and we want to add one. Extension equals PHP, and it was WinCache. Let me run back here to double check. PHP underscore WinCache.dll. we go. So now we want to make sure that we save that. And now we've updated our php.ini file. Go ahead and close that. That should, let me just go ahead and open that back up. And since we'll be adding more extensions, we should keep that open. I'll just go ahead and minimize that. Minimize that. And now we have enabled the WinCache extension for PHP Manager, or in PHP Manager. Alright, so now we want to test our implementation. And so what we're going to do is we're going to create a very simple PHP file in our web server's root folder. So we come over here to www.root here. So the file path is c initpub www.root, and here we see our index.html, and we will create a new text document, and we are going to name that phpinfo .php. Hit enter, hit yes for the warning for changing the file extension, and we want to open that with Notepad. We could have wrote this first and then changed the file extension. That would be another way to get this done. And what we want to do is write our first PHP. So instead of HTML, our opening tag is going to be PHP and PHP info. And then we're going to include everything, terminate with a semicolon, terminate the PHP file. So that's a very simple file, and it will pull all of the configuration information when we query this page in the web browser. And so we're actually going to specify, instead of the home page, this particular PHP info, and it will return the values. And if this is not working, then we will see this in the output. If we do have PHP enabled, then we will see the PHP information in a nice little format for us to see. So let's go ahead and save this. Now, as a security and best practices, you do not want to leave this file in a production website, because this does produce a lot of information that somebody could use to get in and get permissions to your website that you do not want them to have. So when you do go live on your web page, make sure that you delete this file so that they cannot retrieve this information. And now we're going to go to Internet Explorer again. Navigate to http /localhost, except instead of the home page, now we want that phpinfo .php. And instead of seeing that notepad like we saw for our hello world, we know that our IS is handling PHP because it's reading a PHP document and it has executed it, and it's returned all of this information. So we know our web server is handling this properly, utilizing the Zend engine, which is the default PHP engine that is installed by default when we installed 7.4, PHP 7.4. So everything is looking good. I would have been worried if we did not see this. So as you can see, this is a very long file that displays a lot of information that might not be good for somebody to have their hands do. But one of the things we need to know is that our web host is handling PHP, and then we can utilize this to see the different extensions that are enabled. So give this a quick read. We see here additional modules, and these are all the extensions. So what we are going to do is we're going to go to the team page, the Microsoft team page that handles PHP SQL Server extensions. Kind of makes you hungry, reminds you of a pickle. And what we're looking for, if we scroll down here, again, going with the same convention, utilizing PHP 7.4 and the non-thread safe. We want to make sure that we use the most recent version so that we're up to date and secure. Again, save it to the desktop, and we're going to extract it into our PHP folder. So go ahead and click save. I didn't like it. I just clicked retry and it says it was completed. And we see our PHP SQL Server in a zip. So let's go ahead and extract those. And we want them to go into C, PHP, extensions, and select that folder. Show extracted files when complete. As you can see here, PHP SQL Server .dll. That's the extension that we need to install with the PHP Manager and update in our php.ini. Let's add this extension on here. SQL srv.dll. Just double check. SQL srv.dll. Go ahead and save that so it updates our ini file, and go back to IIS, and we're going to want to add that. So finding our path, C, PHP, extensions, and scroll down to PHP SQL Server.dll. Hit open, hit OK, make sure that it added that and it is enabled, and we should be good to go there. One other good thing for us to install to ensure that we have good adaptability and our web host is able to support multiple platforms is to install the Open Database Connectivity interface, and that will install the extensions for that as well. And so where we will go to get that is off the Microsoft page. Again, I will put the link down in the description, and go back here to Internet Explorer, navigate to the download page for that, and look here for the Microsoft drivers for PHP for SQL Server, and that's going to implement the ODBC, the Open Database Connectivity Interface, which utilizes the C programming languages, and it enables applications from a variety of databases to interact with high performance, specifically for the relational data stores such as SQL Server provides. So what we'll do is click download and again save it to the desktop. Alright, so once that has downloaded, and make sure that you are downloading the most recent version as well, we will go ahead and execute that. Hit yes. For installing the files, make sure that we are putting those into the same folder that we have been for the other extensions. So go ahead and click browse here. Go to PHP extensions, select OK. OK, and we'll extract those. You can find step-by-step installation instructions for loading the driver, but we've already done it a few times, and we'll just go over it again real quick. So select OK on that, and go back here into PHP, or we already have an extensions folder open. We'll go over here and scroll down, and we will see all of these different extensions, and we can go ahead and install all of these different extensions, but you can see there or for different PHP versions. So 7.2 here, 7.3, and 7.4. So we essentially just want to focus on these. And while we're here in the extensions, we're just going to go ahead and I'll just go ahead and select extension, hit Control C to copy. And we will just focus on these four for 7.4 and PHP underscore ULSRV underscore 74 underscore, and that's common across all of them. So let's go ahead and click copy, paste, paste, and paste. And then our first one is a non-thread safe for x64.dll, and we can copy that here. We had a x86, and then we have the thread safe variants too, which we will not be using, but for our purposes we are just going to put them in here. There's a best practice here. I don't know if this opens up vulnerabilities. If there are, somebody can comment. That way that information is included in the comments for other people to learn from. Please do. And that way everybody can learn. We'll go ahead and save this file. Go to our PHP, or go back to IIS, and we're going to add those extensions here. Go to PHP extensions, scroll down, and we want to grab our PHP SQL Server 74 non-thread safe x64 or x86 non-thread safe x86. Hit open, hit OK, and now those are in there and enabled. We are good to go. So let's go ahead and stop here. So if you have any comments or questions, go ahead and throw them in the comments section or message me directly. If you thought this was useful, please like and subscribe and share this with other people. And join me for the next video where we're going to start implementing our web page and completing form data, and we will build our PHP file to take that form data and send it off to our database.